Spain's Andres Iniesta celebrates with the World Cup trophy after winning against Netherlands in 2010. It might be small consolation for Germany, but failing to win the first game of a World Cup doesn't always mean instant elimination. In fact, several teams have picked themselves up after an opening day draw or even defeat to go on and lift the trophy 4 weeks later. Just 3 sides have failed to get off to a winning start yet still been able to call themselves champions of the world. Proof, if we ever needed it, that the World Cup is a marathon and not a sprint. It's not over until the fat lady sings, and you must take one game at a time, or any other timeless football cliché you wish to choose. Somewhat surprisingly, Brazil are the only side left in the quarter-finals who failed to register 3 points from their first game of the tournament, having drawn with Switzerland back in June, meaning if they do go on to win the World Cup they will join something of an elite club. England 1966 draw. Almost immediately after taking the England job in 1962, manager Alf Ramsey boldly declared that he thought England could win the next World Cup, which was to be held in England, but his words looked like they could come back to bite him on the backside as his side struggled to make a great first impression. In the first game of the tournament, England were held to a goalless draw against an uninspiring Uruguay side in front of 100,000 expectant fans at Wembley to heap pressure on the home side and their manager. However, wins over Mexico and France saw them top the group before beating Argentina and Portugal to reach the final before overcoming West Germany after extra time. Italy 1982 draw. One of the most defining images in World Cup football is Marco Tardelli's iconic celebration after scoring in the final against West Germany in 1982. Eyes bulging, mouth open wide, biceps pumping as he runs around the field like a man possessed, something which many Azzurri fans thought they'd probably never see after the opening game of Spain '82, which was something of a stinker to say the least. That's because, incredibly, the Italians didn't just draw a blank with a poor Poland side, they actually failed to win any of their 3 group games, with draws against Poland, Peru and Cameroon somehow being enough to see them through to the next stage on goals scored. They made the most of their second chance though, beating Argentina, Brazil and then Poland at the second time of asking before Tardelli and friends overcame the Germans in the final. Spain 2010 lost. Spain boasted one of the greatest sides in the world at the time, with the likes of Xavi, Iniesta, Piqué and Alonso, and had been crowned European champions 2 years before, but they were still perceived as one of the World Cup's greatest underachievers, having qualified for 8 consecutive tournaments to this point, and despite generations of talent, their best showing was when they reached the final pool stage back in 1950. So when they lost their first game of the tournament to Switzerland, it looked to be a case of same old, only for a Lazarus-like resurrection which would see them win every one of their next 6 fixtures, including victories over Germany and Portugal, to finally lift the World Cup after beating Holland in a bad-tempered final in Johannesburg. Follow The Sportsman for the latest football news. Register with The Sportsman to personalize your news feed with your favorite sports and football team.